Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
All right. Just watched Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Fire, whatever. Disappointing. Hey, the middle portion of the movie, I'm like, all right, now we're going somewhere with this. But the beginning and ends are just campy. Let's begin this shit and let's end this shit type shit. And it could have been so much better. They just took their time instead of just rushing.
I got 2 scores for it.
2 scores?
Yeah, mine and Nerdrotics.
I mean, I don't understand where he would go with that, but
mine's a 7, and his would be like, there wasn't enough bodybuilders in this movie.
Where's the yoked, jacked, steroid men that can? Where's the construction workers at, shirtless? It kept my attention. I'll give him that, but that could be my Ghostbusters bias right there. I don't know. I don't think it was biased.
The nostalgia.
Yeah.
For once, I say they did nostalgia correctly.
Yeah, they paid homage to
putting
the
it at 7.
originals. Yeah, they didn't just full on shit on the originals and try to move on with something else. But that was the thing with Ghostbusters Afterlife. It's the same thing, like same type of thing. Just this one got a bigger budget.
I didn't see that one.
All right, fair enough.
I dodged the fucking feminazi one.
Well, it's just a bad movie either way.
I don't know.
Ghostbusters 2016.
I was not gonna watch that shit. I knew it was exactly what I thought it was gonna be, so I didn't need to see it.
Well, if you do that with everything, like, oh, they're girls now, so it has to suck, is already.
I didn't. No, that's not what I said.
I mean,
I saw in the trailer that it was gonna be fucking on a completely political, like, statement. The whole damn movie. I didn't need to judge it in the sense they're girls. Girls can do shit. That's cool. That's not it. It's fully political.
Yeah, but you could say that about like the Barbie trailer. You could probably pick up that from those trailers, but the movie itself was more of a balance than straight up SJW agenda, feminazi, whatever the fuck.
And I didn't see that either.
There you go. But all right.
And I wasn't gonna watch a Barbie movie. I'm a guy.
It's not really whatever. All right, so this movie.
Just because you're flamboyant doesn't mean I am.
Oh, I'm flamboyant? Sure about
that? Whatever word you want to use to say faggot.
Jesus
Christ.
Gay. All right. Anyways, this movie. Like I said, there's things to appreciate in here. And I'm not going to use nostalgia as a reason for supporting or dissing a movie. I just want something that's quality. And the middle section, like a large chunk of the middle section of the movie, I'm like, I like this. There's some like subtle symbolism and archetypal characters, like the way Ray will react with occult style things versus more of a Egon character, which is, I guess, is the girl. I forgot, Phoebe, I think her name is. Okay, she's like Egon. She's scientific and okay, and you're calling back themes of the original characters. Okay, cool. But the beginning was just blatantly a setup to reach that middle part, and the ending was just clearly just to end the fucking thing you started. Like this movie could have been served well with it more, like another half hour of it, instead of just here's the bad guy, bye bad guy.
I'll tell you one thing I appreciated. None of the original Ghostbusters brought in the idea of like, why are ghosts here? Because they have unfinished business. I like that they did that. It was something to add to the Ghostbusters world that's not been in any of the previous ones, as far as I know.
Sure, but you gotta end your movie with that. Like they did with
They did.
the
They
girl with the
did.
match, but that's so like it's like it's so short lived that it doesn't hit the way it could hit if you built that up
And it's,
just a bit more.
but I do like that it is an addition to the Ghostbusters universe.
Fair enough, but
They're still adding something to the story. Like, it's a new aspect. Now, if they make another one, uh, but then it's like, well, doesn't that mean every single one that you've previously caught was just on a mission? Then they needed your help not to be prisoners. So let me think about this again.
well, well, let me say that like the idea that this ice thing, this ice god, right? And it's like fear come to life. Like they mention that and they say it in the movie, like fear come to life. Just like
Hmm.
just like in the second one where the ooze is like hate come to life, right? That it like possesses the city kinda and they're all like fighting and everyone's fighting each other and it causes mass chaos and all that shit. Meanwhile, it's this like thing bubbling up underneath the surface that's getting people to dislike, to hate each other. Like, okay, there's a little theme there, and they ran with it, and they, it was cool. I thought they were doing that here in the middle section of the movie with this ice guy, right? Who would be like that does symbolize like something like fear, like ice. Like
Okay.
like Ray was saying, like it goes up your spine and it leaves you like motionless, like a deer in headlights. Like you're motionless because you're possessed by fear. You can't fucking move and function
Oh,
like
I get where
normal.
you're going. I
They were
get where
they
you're
said
going.
that in the movie, like you can't function normally because you're so frozen from fear, right? So I thought they were gonna
Mhm.
go somewhere with that,
Like
and
the whole city being affected by it instead of just like two or three
yes,
people, then them going to the main scene and
yes, I thought it'd be maybe it's the budget of why they didn't show more people that are around the city and they're infected with this thing from
fear.
the frozen empire, right? Also
It's
the bad guy, hon, the bad guy itself, right? The end boss. Like, how do they defeat him? It's just the Arab dude learns how to use fire, manipulate fire, and then he beats him up, and then they get proton packs with brass in it. Like brass beats fear. Does brass defeat fear? Now symbolically, fire can beat fear. But did they symbolize the fire to mean like some sort of courage or integrity or honor or anything like that? Like no, they just made it a little superpower for the Arab dude. They didn't make it into like its
no,
own thing that represented like you know a sense of courage in the face of fear.
no. Courage is alcohol. That's what Bill Murray
Ah,
brought.
got it. He's like, might as well. Like that shit must have been there for
Anybody,
like
who-
40 years, by
anybody,
the way. Just sitting in that thing.
anybody who wants some courage.
He did the vending machine thing where he just like hits it once with his hand and the fucking potato chips come down. He did that with the door where that alcohol was hiding. He just like hit it, it banged on the door, it opened, and fucking like whiskey there or some shit. But yeah, imagine if they leaned more into that when they built it up in the middle of the movie like that. I'm like, dude, you could. I'm like, they're on to something. I was saying that in the middle of the movie. I'm like, hey, there's something here with this. And then they just turned it into stereotypical. We
Three
need,
people were frozen besides the characters in the movie. Three people within the city.
yeah,
Something crazy like that. And then it was over.
and it's all about,
Just everybody was frozen.
yeah, and it's about like family and teammates that defeat the bad guy, right? It's like we're all gonna hold the proton pack together and shoot the beam at the monster, and we're all gonna pull the switch on the thing that traps the fucking bad guy monster. And it's like, but
Old team cameo.
yeah, old team and new team, you know, little scene there, a couple of scenes.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I'd rather that be something where it's about like courage. Then you can tie that to the girl, the ghost girl. who like she's holding on to her past, right? She died in the fire, and her family like died in a fire, but she was the one who caused it, right? So
And it was a
that's why she's
accident.
yes, it was by accident. That's why she's holding on to the quote unquote real
The
world.
matches.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, she's holding like the matches represent her holding on to her like with regret and shit like
Her
that.
guilt.
Yes.
Yeah, guilt or
Yes.
whatever.
You can use the fire there in regards to like, damn it, you had her right there. You had a little coward dude. The Arab dude was like a fucking coward. He's like scared as shit. Right? You could have used that with the whole fire concept in order to combat fear is fucking passion and fire and pride and shit. They could have used all those elements, and they said, you know what? We need to end this movie. We got how much time we got left? We got 10 minutes left. We need to end this. That's what they did. And it's like, fuck, that's so disappointing, man. What was it? Hour and 48 minutes? It's not even 2 hours,
Well,
man.
and when she lit the match and gave the fire to the fire god, the big boss guy didn't like, you betrayed me or nothing. Nothing
Yeah,
along those lines.
yeah, and there's some logical things there of like he's supposed to be able to control ghosts, like control them straight up. So why didn't he just
Right. So why
control
couldn't he
her?
control her?
Exactly.
Right.
Whatever. Like, and you had something there too. And I think this guy's capable of that. Jason Reitman, if I'm saying his name right, and his dad made obviously the originals. Like he's capable of like upper class writing. I don't mean I don't
No, I
mean
get it. I
economically.
get it. I know why she couldn't be controlled, because that main character girl told her, you get to choose your um path. You
Oh,
got to set yourself free. So that gave her the power to resist his control.
oh come on. I'm not rolling with that one.
How else do you explain it?
Oh man, they had something. This is one of my favorite franchises ever. Mainly obviously the first two. Those are my fucking childhood movies. But I won't be fucking biased when it comes to rating a movie. Otherwise, you turn into critical fuckface and nerdrotic fuckface. That's how you turn into those guys when you have this nostalgic bias towards something that may
I
be
think
new or different.
I think being gay has a little bit to do with it for nerd.
You want to appreciate that, but he'll fight for your right to say it. How about that? I think it works. Uh,
And he'll fight to be in the middle of a mosh pit with only dudes.
and it was cool to see like Ray fucking like he's like in the books, right? He's doing the occult studying stuff, and I mean he turned a little bit of a grifter, I guess. Like he was doing what like fucking like Bankman was doing in the or what Bill Murray's doing, right? In the first movie where he's like doing these psychic shows, but it's like he's full of shit though. And he's just like just making money off this like Access TV show. Like that's what Ray was kind of doing. Dan Aykroyd, what he was kind of doing, uh, with the. I mean, well, I think he believed it. Kind of. Maybe he wasn't bullshitting. I guess he kind of believed it. He was like, "Oh, I
They
can."
just showed us one time when it wasn't working.
Yeah, he's like, "Bring me your item, and I'll see if it's possessed by whatever
Right.
Ouija board he puts on the fucking whatever chalk Ouija board he puts on the table."
Yeah. He 100% believed it. He was
Okay,
just like, your shit ain't possessed.
fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, fair enough.
And they showed us one lady and then a line of people and them being frightened that their shit was going to get smashed if it wasn't possessed.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Uh, but it's cool to see those guys. Obviously, they're not there like acting like they were with the original Ghostbusters. Like, there's a lot of Dan Aykroyd like approval smiles. Like the girl will do something and he's like, and have like you'll see him in the background smiling, like, yeah, that a girl, like type of things. And sometimes he'll say certain lines and it's just like, oh God, you haven't been doing this for a while, have you? You're at like you're not in the groove. And Bill Murray just does comedy things, but I don't know, like and Winston the same way, like they kind of come up as like out of out of their groove when it comes to acting type things.
Why wasn't Ricky Moranis not in this? He's like, since New York beat me up, I'm not fucking fighting for New York.
I don't know. I thought Sigourney Weaver was gonna get maybe a cameo too.
Mm,
That would
with
have been
her
awesome.
alien pregnant baby.
Just for Jordan, just for Jordan to stare
Just
at.
for Jordan.
Yeah, bring all 6'4" of her back so I can stare at her.
In the wheelchair.
Yeah,
Isn't she 70?
put up. Still fine as shit. I guarantee it. I haven't looked, but I guarantee she's fine as fuck still. Whatever. Point is,
Never was for me, man.
all right, let me grade this movie. I'm gonna go a solid 7.3. Just below average, but not the worst thing ever. That middle portion of the movie I enjoyed it. It's just when your ending ruins it, or doesn't even it's like, were you actually right? Like, in my opinion, based on Jason Reitman being a writer, I'm thinking there was something to that middle act, and then they ran out of budget or film or something, and they had to end it.
I would say this is on the better side of a remake or
Maybe
sequel
I'd have to think about that one. I don't know. I'd have to look at.
for
This
the
isn't a
last
remake, by the way. Yeah.
for the last what 8 years. It's on the better side.
I'd have to
Of
think about that one.
remakes.
I'd have to think about that one. It's not a remake though. It's a sequel for sure, or it's a
Right.
continuation.
Better than Star Wars.
Oh yeah, a lot better than Star Wars. Good God. But yeah, 7.3. It's a, you could probably say average, but to me it's like a little below average, just from the rushed beginning and the rushed ending made it. And endings are the key for me when it comes to movies, because that's where you get to tell the audience what you meant the whole time. But instead, they made it all their meanings they created in the middle got thrown away at the end for the sake of good guys beat bad guys, and then a bunch of Ghostbuster tropes, and then that's it. So, but the middle, I really enjoyed the middle. That's why it gets a decent grade, 7.3, 7.2, 7.3 in that territory.
I enjoyed the tropes.
Well, if they're squeezed in the middle of a great story, then yeah, they're fucking amazing. I'd be referencing them like left and right. Like, oh, look at that part
Not
and
the
that
Paul
part.
Rudd trope. Who you can call? That was dumb.
That's yeah.
Why was he in this movie?
He's kind of not needed. The mom, and the brother are kind of not needed. Phoebe is the little girl, right? The daughter, the Egon,
Yeah.
female Egon, was needed, obviously. And I like her character, but there's some stupid shit like where they make her. What does she do? She fucking. Oh, I can. It's experimental, so I'm not 100% sure this works, but I'm gonna go into the ghost machine that sucks your soul out of like an object, right? So she extracts her own soul from this machine, which causes the whole ghost god or ice god to come back and do all this shit. I'm like, I like the way like when things start turning sideways and it gets dark and all like that looks cool, and I like the way they did that. But what led to it, I thought was trash. Her just like, I want to hang out with my ghost friend. Like, you're already hanging out with her. Why do you need to become a ghost? Is this a romance? Like, that would have been better if it was some sort of romance that you built up in the beginning of the movie. They almost had to do that, right? To make that like work, is that they had a romance, but they can't physically.
Thank God they didn't do the social justice warrior. We gotta have lesbian. They already have a lesbian.
Well, if it works, it works. It would have worked here.
They already have a lesbian, the black girl.
Huh? No, the son has the brother of Phoebe has a crush on her or something.
Then maybe we should tell him that she's a lesbian.
Okay. Either way,
because she's obviously a lesbian.
Okay. Anyways,
I didn't see a push broom. I didn't see spatula or anything like that in her hands.
Point is, romance is the only thing that would have made that make sense of why she would want to be on the ethereal plane with this other girl. Right? That's the only thing that would have made sense. Otherwise, like, why are you turning yourself into a ghost? You can already talk to her. You can already hang out. You can already play chess. But maybe you want to feel what she feels. And that's why I think I started singing Aladdin or some shit. When those two were together, like, a whole new world. Like, let me take you on a magic carpet ride. Like, dude, turn yourself into a ghost. Let's go on a magic carpet ride thing. It's the only thing that would have made sense of why she was doing that. Like, she could have died doing that thing.
Hello?
Yeah.
I keep cutting out every like 15 minutes, so I missed a little bit of what you said.
I'm saying romance is the only thing that would have made sense of why she turns herself into a ghost. Otherwise, there's no reason. You're already talking to each other. You can already see each other. You're already playing chess together. There's no reason to.
They could have given the simple reason, I want to feel what you feel. But they didn't.
Sure, but why would she follow her?
I don't know.
Like, they didn't build up like a friendship enough for where she's like, I trust you, ghost, random ghost. Okay, I'll do this. But romance would have made the most sense.
But beyond that, they didn't even present a reason why she wanted to do what even she did. That was lame.
There's just missing parts in this movie, which is why it's below average to me. But I do agree it's better than some of the shit things I say as far as film goes.
Speaking of, when you watching Roadhouse again?
Only if I sin against our Father and I go to hell will I be watching Roadhouse again. Only in the eternal fires of hell will I be watching that shit.
So next week, huh?
Whatever. All right. Anything else? Anything else you want to say?
Go Dodgers. I hear them playing the Braves sometime.
Oh shit. Maybe Otani should invest in this movie so he can get an extra fucking half. He's got so much money to spend. He should invest in this movie so he can get another half hour or 40 minutes. 40 minutes extra to this fucking movie to make it make more sense. Like, good God. But all right, whatever. I recommend if you're a Ghostbusters fan. If you're not, what's the point? There's no point for you. Go watch the originals. If you're not a fan of Ghostbusters and you want to get a sense of Ghostbusters, go watch the originals. Do not watch this. If you're already a fan of Ghostbusters, I recommend this movie, but you still might be disappointed. But you'll get some of the nostalgic feels going on here, but it's not revitalizing the franchise though to me.
Paul Rudd's gonna speak the song for you.
Don't worry, they play the song at the end. I just realized I'm like recommending movies that I'm spoiling at the same time. Whatever. If you're a real film fan, spoilers don't fucking matter that much. It only matters for Game of Thrones.
If you're a real film fan, you watch the movie before you watch the review.
Yeah, true that. Unless you have zero plans on watching it, then.
Yeah. That's how Chris Stuckman has a job. People are saying, should I go see this movie?
Well, he's saying yes to everything, so like, he's
right. And that's why he has a job.
Hey, Chris, should I go see My Little Pony on Ice? Yeah, I really liked it. I really liked the cinematography of the cameras and the ice skates. They're really beautiful, and that the ice just glistened. That wasn't a review, man.
And here's the synopsis. Here's the synopsis. You should enjoy it like I did, and if you don't leave a comment.
Don't forget to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and
all right, but don't say anything against me.
All right, there's our review. Oh wait, do you recommend Upster? Or end this real quick.
Oh yeah. This is a lot better than the bad one.
You mean the 2016 all girls Ghostbuster?
Don't know. Didn't see it.
I assume he's saying that. Either way,
yeah.
There's our review. Enjoy it.